I'm grateful for oxygen. We all should be grateful for oxygen. Now, I am one to vouch and come here and say that I understand and I definitely know that there are times in our lives where we might feel lost. We might feel like we have no purpose. I can say that that can be very dreadful, very sad, very uncomfortable. Every day will feel more like a burden than actually being grateful for the life that you have been given. This video, I actually performed these exercises myself. I created it myself. Even though there are probably other videos out there that have done a similar format like this, I haven't seen any of them, I'm gonna be honest right now. And so it was like a couple months ago, I came up with this little activity because I was feeling very upset, very sad. And I have wrote down these 5 questions that have helped me self-reflect, helped me see what I have been missing, helped me work through what it is that I need to work through. And I really hope me sharing these questions with you will help you as well. Yes, you will need a piece of paper, a pencil, or you can take it in your notes. It doesn't really matter. Just a form of a writing utensil that you'll be able to use to go along with me with this activity. So the first thing is the hardest thing that we will need to write down. I would like us, for the very first thing for us to write down, to be our toxic traits. Now, this one can be very nitty-gritty because you really have to sit back and ask yourself, what do I do that probably is affecting the people around me and is affecting me in a negative way that is not letting me grow into the human being that I actually want to grow into. With this, you can say things like, I don't give people second chances, I'm too closed off, I speak over people when they're trying to speak, or I'm too hard on myself, I overthink too much, because that's one of mine, is that I overthink too much. Anything that you deem as a toxic trait that is preventing you from moving on forward with having the true life that you want to have, write it down, and then from there, we'll then move on to the next question. So after we have gotten our toxic traits out the way, I would like us to finally write down things that we are good at. And this can range from anything, like I'm good at soccer, I am good at listening to my friends whenever they have a problem, I am good at being creative, I'm good at anything that you are good at. Write it down, and then you will notice that you were actually good at a lot more things than you thought you were. Because when I wrote mine down, I was like, oh, okay, I actually can do this. I'm actually, okay, you got this. You got this. So, after that, we will then move on to the next point. Okay, so the next point that we will be hitting on is what are some goals that you want to achieve long-term and short-term? This one could probably also be a hard one to think about if you haven't been thinking about any goals. With this one, it's okay to not really know what you want to do in the future, but at least write down some short-term goals that you want to achieve, like manifest something that you might want next week. Maybe you want to get that new PlayStation or something. So at that point, sit back and be like, okay, can I afford this? What would I have to do to actually be able to get this PlayStation? Or I want to get this job that I've been searching for weeks, months, or years. Put it down. Once you see what you actually want to work towards, there's like a chemical change that will happen that you will be like, okay, yeah, I see that I actually want to do this. Now I'm going to actually work towards it and get this thing done. Same with long term. Long term can be like, I want to get my first apartment in the next 5 years, or get my first car, or get a new car, or get a new this or that. And all these things do not have to be materialistic either. You can literally write down personal internal things that you want to change, like within yourself, that you want to be able to achieve. So after you have written down your goals that you want to achieve long term and short term, the next thing that we need to write down is what are the steps that we are going to be taking to achieve these things. So what are the steps that we are going to be taking to get rid of those toxic traits that we have and get closer to those goals that we want to achieve? Because you have to have a plan. Now, to give an example of steps that you're going to be doing would be something as simple as, if you say like one of your toxic traits is you don't get a good breakfast in the morning, so you're going to set an alarm like an hour or so before it's time for you to actually wake up, and put your phone across the room so that you have to get up in the morning and you have to go pick it up, turn it off, and then come back. And at that point, you're not gonna want to go back into bed because you're already out of bed. So then eat your breakfast and then start a good day. Same thing that it can range with any other trait that you want to get rid of. Same way that it'll help you get closer to your goals. What are the little steps that you're going to take to get a step closer each day to what you actually want to achieve? Now, finally, after we have done all of that, I would like us to be more affirmative with ourselves and tell yourself what you are grateful for. Sometimes it can be hard to actually sit down and say, okay, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this life, I'm grateful for this house, this chair, this food. All that matters is that you write down something, even if it's oxygen. I'm grateful for oxygen. We all should be grateful for oxygen. But after you have written down something that you're grateful for, sit back and truly understand how blessed you are.
Nice.
Whatever part of your life that you are living, and that the only way that you have to really possibly go, if you're already at the bottom, is up. You can't go back down if you're already down. The only way to go is back up, or stagnant, but we don't want to stay stagnant. Nobody needs to stay stagnant. And I'll be here to help make sure that you will not stay stagnant.
Oh my God! Wow!
I would like it if you guys would tell me something that you have learned from this video. Tell me something that you figured out about yourself that you probably didn't know existed before you watched this video. So I'm very grateful that you guys have chose to watch this video and partake in this activity with me, so you'll be able to actually sit down and self-reflect on the things that deserve to be reflected on. With that being said, I would love it if you would support my channel, if you would like, subscribe, like I said, leave a comment about what you learned, push the notification bell, and everything else that all YouTubers say, so it can help me in the YouTube algorithm and I can continue to spread positivity and productivity. I will see you guys next Saturday. Peace out.